Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sunday live stream here on the Practical IT channel. My name is Jeremy, and I'm your benevolent dictator for life. Uh, so, today I wanted to talk about some things related to the future of the channel. Um, as a recap for people who may not have been here last week, I put out a call to action. I told people that I needed help growing the channel and wanted feedback. And I was amazed at the outpouring of constructive criticism that I got and suggestions on how to improve things and all of that kind of thing. So I've done some planning and thinking about the comments this week and started putting a few of those into place. So before I get too much further into this, welcome, Dean. I think it's your first time here. And David, welcome. Let me see. Did I didn't put that in my notes. Okay, so I'll have to circle around back to that. All right, so as you may know, I acquired a new server. It arrived on Friday night, and it's been rather exciting. I pushed through setup on Proxmox on both nodes in the server on Friday night. Yesterday I had to work all day, so I didn't really do much with it. I spent maybe an hour last night when I got home working on it, and then I've been in it this morning doing some work and getting prepped for how I see things unfolding in the future. Okay, so let's take a look at comments before we go much further and give other people a little bit of time to trickle in before we get into the meat and potatoes of this live stream. Okay, so Dean says, Proxmox for me, although I'm having issues having my pass-through LSI SAS HBA hard drives, pass-through hard drives with getting them to sleep. Usually I wouldn't care, but my price of electricity is 5 times what it was last year in the UK. Oh my gosh. 5 times. That's insane. So I don't generally leave my servers going all the time, and the new server I'm thankful has solid state drives right now. So this isn't too bad. I've actually got the server running here on my left side, so that's pretty cool there. Um, there are, I guess if it were me, Dean, I would ask in the Proxmox forums and see if they have any ideas. Since I'm using mainly super micro servers and other my other Proxmox boxes are uh, repurposed Dell Optiplex desktop machines. Um, but my 2U and my 1U server are both super micro, and I haven't had any real issues with the hard drives in there. Um, but I think with super micro being a little more on the generic side, um, the hard drives tend to sleep without an issue. So uh, let's see. The other thing that you could look for is, since Proxmox is underneath the pretty interface, it's just Debian Linux. You could ask in a Debian forum about the specific hardware combination you've got there, Dean, and they might be able to provide some feedback on how best to accomplish what you're looking to do. All right. Excuse me. Proxmox greater than TrueNAS Core for sharing. Or maybe it's TrueNAS Core is running on Proxmox and QEMU KVM from Proxmox taking care of VMs. Very nice. Let's see. And we've got 619 OTA Raspberry Pis here because power is 35 to 45 cents per kilowatt in Southern California. Yep, if I could get my hands on more Raspberry Pis right now, I probably would. Lots of hard drive spinning, but mostly idle. Had 73 last year, but pruned it down to just 45 on a single microserver chassis. Still very expensive, though. Wow. Good morning, Tony. Welcome. Glad to see you here again. Okay, so let me switch over here to my notes. Okay, so I wanted to run through real quick my mail call from last Friday night or Friday afternoon, I guess. So I got the 2U server. That was great. I also got this little envelope here, and I haven't actually opened this up yet. This is I don't know if that'll come through with the crazy light I've got set up. The Liquid Freezer 2 repair kit. And so inside this, there is a small tube of thermal paste. There is a new bottom plate, the copper bottom plate with the gasket attached, and that is very difficult to see the way I've got my lighting set up. I don't know if that's any better. The gasket is white or almost clear on this. There is a bottle of liquid to top off the liquid cooler reservoir. There is an alcohol pad and a couple of screws. And that is the kit for the Arctic Freezer 2 repair. Obviously, I haven't got to it yet. I was a little preoccupied with the new server, and I did not get back to working on the i9 system on Friday night. So that's hopefully going to be this week. It might be next weekend before I get to that. So the other piece of the puzzle that I got that I'd been waiting for is, wow, I guess I've got that cranked up pretty bright. All right, so let me do this. Just temporarily. Terra wireless Bluetooth 1D 2D QR barcode scanner. This is a unit that was sent to me by Terra Digital. The review will be coming about the middle of the month. And I'm planning to take that into work with me to the library and put it through its paces for a whole day, scanning books and doing other library stuff with it. So that's that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Zenchel, or Zential, or however the heck you want to pronounce that. Having run this on and off for several years, I took some time earlier in the week and did a little bit of digging, because I thought it was odd that, they released Zenchel, which is the way I pronounce it, Zenchel 7.0, based on Ubuntu Server 22.04 LTS. And it hasn't really seen much in the line of at least public development since then. And so, this has been, we're what, 8 months out from the release of 22.04, and we haven't seen a version 8 yet. So I thought I'd do some digging in the forums over on, linked from their website. The particular forums where I found this information were the GitHub issues list. And so it seems that at the end of 2021, that they had launched some sort of a plan to become more US centric. And whether that means getting developers here in the States, or whether that means something else, maybe it's just having a support system here in the US, I'm not entirely sure. They weren't terribly specific. But there was a mention in one of these replies about Zenchel 8.0 coming out based on 22.04 LTS, but unfortunately it's not due until May of 2023. So I'm really hoping that they still issue a roll-up release, a 7.1 roll-up release, just to make a point to the community that, hey, this is still a product that's being supported, and hopefully that'll keep people willing to use it. There was at least one person in the thread that had said that they are going to make a change over to a product called Univention corporate server, I believe it is, UCS, which is, another fairly easy to use server type product built on top of Linux. And they were going to move over to this other product because they haven't seen development on Zenchel since 7.0 came out. And, the longer that there's no public mention of development and whatnot, the more people they're going to lose. So the other piece of information I found is that the U.S. contact, his name is Simon. I did not find a last name, and the last post that he mentioned was in October of this year. He mentioned that he will be monitoring the issue tracking on GitHub a little bit more closely going forward. So, it's been interesting this year because, not only has it been a while since the Fog project has been updated on a regular basis. They still slip out development releases, but as far as a stable release coming out, it's been a little over 2 years now. I hate to see these products come and, start to fade into semi-obscurity, but, it does happen. And, I guess one great thing about the open source world is that, when something like this happens, there's usually something that rises to the top to take its place. So let me take a look here at chat, and then we'll jump back into my notes and I'll continue on a little bit. Let's see. Ken, good morning. Welcome back. Let's see. What else do we have here in chat? Looks like people are talking between themselves, and yep, I think we're caught up. All right, jump back over to my notes. So this has actually been a fairly busy week for my channel. I released of course, we did the live stream last Sunday. On Wednesday, I did something brand new. I did what I've currently called the Practical IT Midweek News, Episode 1. I did that on Wednesday. My thought with this is I'm turning off comments or chat during the live stream, and these Wednesday sessions will be kept to between 5 and 15 minutes, and just sort of sum up anything interesting that may have flown under people's radar during the first part of the week. And, it's my hope that this will bring a little more variety to the channel, and maybe draw in an audience that likes these smaller bite-sized pieces without resorting to shorts for some of this type of stuff. Because what I've seen on shorts is I've had a few that have performed okay for this channel. But the more I've looked into shorts, the more even the YouTube heads that really get into the details of the algorithm and work to describe that to people, even these types of people are recommending that shorts be used more for entertainment purposes, and that they're not quite as effective for education, how-to type channels. So I'm not going to give up completely on shorts, but they'll be a little more sporadic. So then Friday night I did a live stream because I just got the server, and I was taking my first stab at setting up Proxmox through the IPMI interface, and that went splendidly. Even had a special guest, Jason from Jason's Lab, who I actually worked to deal with and purchased the server from him. He popped into the live stream to chat with me for a few minutes, which was great. And then yesterday I released a video, which is hopefully going to be sort of a little bit of a background information series. And so this one's focusing on virtualization, and I wanted to have something out there that I could refer back to. And this one talks about ISO images and what they're used for, because, there are people out there that are aspiring to go into IT that, they just may not know this. Having been in this type of work for longer than I care to admit, we'll just put it this way. I've watched the evolution of Windows from 3.0 on. And I've pretty much been supporting it for other people using it for that whole time. A lot of it was learning on the fly, especially early on. But yeah, so I've been around for a while, and I love to quote Jerry Garcia in these times. What a long, strange trip it's been. So, all right, let's go back over to chat and see what's going on and what what we've got here. So, let's see. Let's see. Tony, you sent me an email earlier this week. I have been inundated with email this week, so I'm a little bit behind schedule. Let me just look through on my phone real quick. Um, I did get it. I thought I had started a response. Maybe I didn't send it. Um, yes, it's stuck in drafts right now. After the stream, Tony, I will revisit that and I will get that sent out to you today. So sorry about that. It's been a crazy week and I got a lot of email. Let's see. Love the Wednesday session idea. Oh, thank you. Um, I like the midweek news. I'll certainly watch. All right. Um, Shorts are perfect for 21st century attention span. Bunny. Yup. Um, I had, like I said, I had a couple that did all right. Most of the other ones, I was just kind of feeling it out and trying to trying to get a feel for where it could work for this channel for the content that I make and how I can make that work for me. Let's see. As I previously mentioned, I made shorts about specific important PC building steps that have done very well. I'm just struggling to come up with new ones. Yep. Maybe shorts showing how to install key Linux key steps. Yeah, that. So that's a good idea. I like it in theory. The where I've struggled with that idea is the whole aspect ratio thing. Um, so I'll have to think on that a little bit more, and maybe I can come up with something. But yeah, there's definitely some ideas I've got bouncing around, and that actually was one of them to kind of take a look at that and see what we can do with it. Checking emails more like checking spam for emails. Well, fortunately, I don't get much spam on my business email, and and that's where Tony was sending the email to. So that's fortunate. Um, oh, no need to respond now. Just making sure you received it. Okay, good deal. I completely lost that one. It ended up in my drafts, but it never got sent. Okay, so let's see. I thought about doing that, but I would have more of a learning curve than you would. Yeah, I installed more Linux distributions than I care to admit at this point. 25 years of Linux will do that to a guy. I've got some catching up to do on everyone's videos. In addition to being the IT guy at a small college, I'm also taking some classes there, and I've been working on final assignments for the semester. Wow. Well, good luck to you on your final assignments and whatever final exam type situations you might have coming up. I think most of us have been there. So, you know, there will be time to catch up on everything uh, during holiday break and all that good stuff. I limit my screen capture to very specific areas when I make a short. Yep, I've been experimenting a little bit. There are several topics that I have recorded footage for that I have not released as shorts yet because they were again experiments trying to get everything in line where I wanted it to be. Because I know some of the shorts I have released are, at least to me, they were disappointing. So, Dante Logan, welcome to the live stream. Finally getting a chance to view one of your live streams. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Your fog tutorial saved my life. Well, thank you again. I never imagined when I made that first fog video like 5 years ago ish that it would spark a channel that is now almost 4,100 subscribers strong. So I'm very thankful that it did that, and that one, in all honesty, was as much for self documentation as it was for anybody else to actually watch. But and yes, I admit I have gone back and referenced my own videos before. You know, the gray matter isn't getting any younger, and you can't remember everything. So I started college 36 years ago, and I'm finally going to finish up and graduate this coming May. Congratulations, Ken. I I was one of those people that started after high school, and I went back at 30 and knocked out the rest of my bachelor's degree, and then got a master's on top of it. And I don't use a good chunk of what was in my undergraduate degree, but you know, there are a lot of experiences that came with it that I'm very thankful for. I guess I'll put it that way. Let's see. Only thing I found that hasn't been on a live distro is ZFS support. I should put that request out there as being out there to one of the big distros. Don't know of a live Linux environment with ZFS. Yeah, I'm not aware of one off the top of my head, Dean. I'm not sure if anybody else has any ideas. Uh, Great things come from small endeavors. You got that right, Dante. And we've got Jason from Jason's Lab here. So we've got at least three other YouTubers in here: Jason and Tony and David. And so, everybody, if you haven't subscribed to these guys, you know what to do. Show them some support. Got a great group of tech YouTubers here, and every channel offers something unique from the others. They're all, as far as I'm concerned, very complimentary, and you know, you might be surprised what you can learn from perusing through the topic lists on each channel. Let's see. Doubt if I will go further than getting my associate's degree, but hey, who knows? Well, never say never. And we've got David Grishko. Welcome, David. So we've got two Davids in the bunch. All right. So my next piece of my notes for today. I've got a bit of a plan for the remainder of December. So I'm going to get the review out for the Terra Digital 8100 barcode scanner to fulfill my obligation for that. I'm going to revisit XRDP using the script that I used on the last VM where I showed that. I just want to be able to talk through it in a little bit further detail, and I'm going to be building some, I'm going to be building some new VMs on the new server. Some of the VMs are going to get migrated, others are going to just be deleted, and I'll rebuild them from scratch on the new machine. I'm going to be revisiting Fog, and I'm looking to do, sort of an update on the series I've done before, as well as covering some additional details. Some of the underlying details talking about protocols and different things that may get moved over to the fundamentals series of videos, again, so that I can, reference that in multiple videos going forward. Get that whole web of connection moving forward. I'm going to revisit both Proxmox and VirtualBox going forward. I don't know how many in those coming series I'll get out this month, but I'm planning at least one of each. There will be additional videos in the Virtualization Foundations series. Midweek News is going to continue. I'll be revisiting Ventoy. I'm hoping they're going to get at least one more release out this year before the end of the month. Maybe we'll get a Christmas, Hanukkah, Festivus, whatever you want to celebrate type of release. And then other videos as the need or inspiration comes to me. I guess that will sort of catch things up on the plans for the remainder of 2022 going through this month. So have kind of an ambitious plan for December, which I know is kind of interesting with the holidays coming up and all, but I spent some time in my statistics, my channel statistics, and not only was December 2021 my best month to date, I am hoping to beat the numbers for December 2021 this month. And so that means that I'm going to be spending more time in front of the camera. So I'll try to limit the amount of time that my face appears, but you know, it is what it is. So let's see. Love the recent video you released on explaining ISOs. I think you hit on something with targeting a different audience. Yeah, this was one of my takeaways from last Sunday's call for help. Some might call it a cry for help, but you know, I agree with the assessment of multiple people from last Sunday that I have sort of got in this trajectory of making very technical videos concerning Linux and you know the other things that I cover, and you know it is time. I'm in agreement, and it should have been done sooner, I will say, but I'm going to circle back and do some of that foundational work. So my house is no longer built on sand, and it actually has a solid foundation to sit upon. So that was among my key takeaways from the live stream last week, and you know, I I had some of these ideas sort of in a very basic state in the back of my head, but I just needed that nudge. So just needed that nudge. So and like I said, I'm trying to make this month, December 22, beat the numbers I had for December 2021. So, you know, there was no time like the present to start implementing these ideas that I've got and pushing things forward. So, and Jason says, we need some more Super Micro server videos. All in due time, my friend. All in due time. I am loving this new server. It is so quiet compared to the 1U model. So I am very excited about that. And I may have to see if I can get the same type of limiters, the fan limiters that you put in this for the 1U server. So since I won't have VMs running on that anymore, at least that's the plan at this point, I can put those in there and not worry too much. See, I love my Super Micro Gear 2 disc shelves, 45 and 36. All right. Make the 1U model quiet. Post the model. See if I can help you get that worked out. I'll shoot you an email, Jason. I've the server is not in reach at the moment, and I'd have to run to the other room to get the model number off that, I think. Of course, maybe let me share my screen. So log into the management end of the old server. Let's see if we've got model number information. Device settings, maintenance, device information. That's what I wanted. I've got, oh, that's on the IPMI card. It doesn't have the model number, I don't think, in here. I'll have to grab that after the stream. I don't think anything else in here is going to have it. Oh well, I'll get you that model, and we'll see what we can figure out. I'm very interested in making that server less noisy, because if I can make that one close to as quiet as the 2U server, I may bring it into the office / studio. And then I could have all the NAS boxing and the 2 servers all in here with me. Maybe. I don't want to overload circuits either. So, all right. Let me see. Let me take off that. I think that works me sort of through the notes that I had taken for this live stream. So, let me take you over here. Nope, keep going the wrong way. Let me bring this back on. So this is node 1 on the new server. I actually brought over my server 2022, the headless server 2022, I guess you could call it. I backed it up using RescueZilla and restored it on the new server. And so while that's restarting, we come over here. Is it? Nope. Is it this one? Let me see. So this is another one of my. This is the big server, the 1U Supermicro. I'm not sure if this has model number information on this. I don't think it does. That's all right. So I referenced on Wednesday. Is that on this one? Yes. Maybe. No. Okay, I've got too many tabs open right now. Anyways, I referenced on Wednesday the article about running into issues backing up a Windows machine with RescueZilla. And one of the problems that you can run into is they'll say that it wasn't cleanly shut down, or that it was in hibernate mode, something along that line. And there is an article, which apparently I've got too many tab or too many windows open. This one here. This OS Technics article, which I will throw this into chat. And this talks about NTFS partition in unsafe state, and it walks you through on Windows how you can disable fast startup, and this will get you around the problem and allow you to back up the Windows disk from a Linux-based utility. So I've started down this road with my Windows 10 VM I've got over here. But right now it's being a little on the stubborn side. And I think I locked it up. I might have to get brutal with it and force it to restart so I can get back in and change the settings. But this is one of them that I do want to migrate over, because this is a licensed version of Windows 10, which in all honesty I probably should have waited to install it until I got on the new server, but this may have happened right before I decided to buy that. So anyways, I'm going to migrate that one over. I'm in the process of cleaning up the smaller Proxmox servers that I've had running. Again, I had the 1U server and a couple of Optiplex desktop machines that I was running as the secondary and tertiary servers. And, you know, for what I was doing, it was working okay. I was just starting to run into the limitations of the given hardware, shall we say. So with the big 2U Supermicro sitting to my left side, yeah, that's going to open up a whole slew of possibilities, especially combined with the Synology NAS I purchased earlier in the fall, and we should be clear sailing into 2023, and hopefully in the first half of 23 I can get my hands on a 10 gig switch and really start to kick things to the next level. So it will make for some interesting videos. Just looking forward to what the new hardware is going to provide and keep things moving forward. I'm also going to be, and you're hearing it here for the first time, I'm also going to be experimenting with doing some webinars. I don't have the link for the first one I've got scheduled. The first one I've got scheduled for next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to set up an Ubuntu server VM, and I'm going to have I'm getting all tongue-tied at the moment. I'm going to have 0 tier 1 set up on that so that I can join people into that, they call it an overlay network or a global SDN type network, or there's all kinds of names associated with this. Basically, I'll be able to set up a VM and allow people to connect to it. So I will have the link for registration for that posted this afternoon. I am limited to 15 people that would be able to connect into the VM. This is a limitation of the paid version of, or excuse me, the free version of Zero Tier. And I could have a few more, but I don't want to make it too daunting the first time running through this. But the idea being that once everybody is connected up through to the server through Zero Tier, they'll be able to connect in with SSH and actually follow along with what I'm doing on the server as a demonstration, as far as non-privileged users. I'm not giving anybody sudo access to even the virtual server on my network, but I'm going to try this out. I've got a backup plan if this doesn't pan out quite the way I want it. So this is sort of the first trial run at doing a webinar. It's been a few years since I've run a webinar, so hopefully this will go fairly smooth next Saturday. And yeah, I might end up with some footage that I can repurpose and release on YouTube. I'm still working out some of the details on that. Let's see. Well, let me catch up on chat here because I can take my blink screen off. Let's see. I need pictures of the board and chassis. Okay, I can do that. I will hook you up this afternoon, Jason, and get that out to you. Can't remember the last time my setup was whisper quiet. Used to aim for about 20 decibels. Long time ago, machines ran much cooler. Yeah. I hate VNC console. Spice is so much better. Yeah, I've got to get into setting up Spice. I haven't really done that yet. For Windows, it's on the VirtIO ISO. Guest Tools installs what's needed. Okay, so it's probably there. I just haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet. I don't tend to do many Windows VMs, but I'm striving to find a balance that I'm happy with in 2023 and adding some Windows stuff back into the mix. I love 10 gig networking life. I keep expanding mine. Yep. I'm definitely looking to jump in on that bandwagon. 10 gig is nice. The way I'm doing things with VirtIO, I've seen speeds hitting 14 gigabit. There's no limiting physical card or cables. Very nice. You're right, David. I was calculating in that I didn't want to fill up the full 25 for the first webinar. So I kind of want to keep it to 15. But so I could have 24 plus or 23 plus the two machines I'll have connected to it. So if you want to do a test webinar with me, I can help you. All right. I will take you up on that, and we will figure out a time that we can do a short one just to run through settings and different scenarios and get that ready to go. So, all right. I think I've worked through everything that I had for today. We are right at high noon Eastern. Do we have any questions, any comments, any feedback or suggestions based on anything I've covered today or videos from the past week or so? I like to kind of open this up and get people providing me a little bit of feedback. I don't know if people have noticed, but jump over here just for the sake of argument. I have started posting a few more things to the community tab. I tried to get the videos posted there as well as the quote unquote automatic notifications because I know those don't always work out for everybody. And you know, I'll be honest, sometimes I don't get the live streams created as early as I probably should. So getting them posted here definitely helps raise visibility. And I also tried to put out things like, yesterday yesterday Open Media Vault 6.1 was released. And so I put information about that on here, and I've run polls in the past and, different things of that nature. So, as with the other creators in the chat, please visit the community tab, and hopefully it will help keep you up to date on what's happening with the channel. And I also tend to make announcements there if there is a Sunday or any pre-scheduled thing that I can't do because of some schedule change or some family event that I've got to attend to instead. So, yeah, it looks like we've got 9 people watching right now. So thank you all for coming in. I appreciate you. All of you. And I'm just going back through chat to see if I missed anything. There we go. All right, let me see. Oh, got another comment. One thing I'd be interested in is if you've successfully done it. Bit complex, but videos I've watched always seem to leave out the most important part. In Proxmox, install a Pi-hole VM and how VMs use it. So there is, and again, I'm going to fumble a minute until I find this tab I've got to open on. That's not it. Maybe it's in that window. So I don't know if you're aware, Dean. You may very well be, but I'm going to throw this in chat. So the Proxmox helper scripts. And maybe I'll have to, excuse me, maybe I'll have to do a separate video on this and go through a few of these. But they do have a script where you can run a Pi-hole LXC container, and right now the way I've got my Proxmox servers set up, they're all on my main network. Once I get the 10 gig stuff, I will be able to more realistically split some things off. But I have on and off used Pi-hole. I've got the container set up right now, and like I said, I've been using Pi-hole on and off more or less since it was released. I initially had it running on an actual Raspberry Pi, but I've tended to have it running either in a VM or in a container, whether Docker or LXC, and do it that way. So this is pretty interesting, and it was just very quick to set it up. So hopefully that will be of use to you. And yeah, as far as using it with separate networks, since my Proxmox setup is fairly basic at this point in time, as far as networking is concerned, you know, most of the time I just set it up on the router and let everything go through Pi-hole. But I do want to, like I said, change some things around as I add the 10 gig networking, and this will be one of the things I'll be doing. So hope that helps, or at least gives you some ideas. All right, looks like Ken is taking off for the day. Thanks for coming in, Ken. And 619 OTA, thank you. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So yeah, there are lots of good scripts here. I just discovered this site like within the last week, and so I've been sort of testing some of these. I don't think the post install script, I don't think it's quite ready for 7.3 yet. But some of the other ones that I've run through just to test them have been very nice, and it's amazing how quick it goes. So Pi-hole LXC is a great starting place. You are very welcome, Dean. All right, on that note, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. For Dean and anybody else new that might be watching this, I normally make the Sunday live streams no longer than 90 minutes. It's usually within an hour to an hour 15. I have gone as long as 2 hours a couple times in the past. I really try not to go that long, but I am going to wrap this up, and CH, you're very welcome. Thank you for stopping in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and you'll see more of me this week. I've got videos that are in prep to come out, and of course the live streams that are coming up as well. And Jason, I'll be in touch with you about the 1U server and setting up a test webinar to try some things out and just see how it's going to go. So on that note, thank you all for coming. I'm Jeremy signing off for the Practical IT channel, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, everybody.